Hello, thank you for taking the time to view this ninth grade orientation video with a lot of helpful information for high school planning. I'm Katie Williams, one of the 3 high school counselors, and I work with students whose last names are in the alphabet A through GR. And each of the 3 counselors will be taking a section of this video to highlight important information for parents in regards to high school planning. Students will view a more detailed video in English Language Arts class on Monday, January 4th. Each of the videos, information provided, and materials referenced will all be available on the high school counseling website for future reference. In this video, we'd like to review who the counselors are in the high school and what our role is, the Academic and Career Planning Guide, which is an excellent resource with a lot of high school information, how students will go about choosing their courses for high school, and next steps in the scheduling process. First, we'd like to introduce you to the school counselors and what our role is in working with students. Your counselors are Mrs. Williams, Mrs. Lewick, and Mrs. Sorkness, who you'll see soon. The counselors will work with these groups of students throughout the 4 years of high school. We remain with them for each grade level. We'd like to make sure you're aware of ways in which we support our students at the high school. If you'll note at the top, all grades, we certainly encourage students and parents to reach out anytime with a request for individual meetings, and we're happy to meet with students and parents as needed. Otherwise, throughout each grade level, you'll note that there are either small group meetings, large group meetings where we touch base with all students, or one-on-one planning conferences. The counselor role at the high school is to support all students in 3 main areas. Academics, so assisting to select appropriate courses and scheduling, or setting up extra support or tutoring if needed. In career and post-secondary planning, we provide resources and information to help with post-high school decisions and would review steps for college applications and scholarship information. And finally, social emotional support, and that could consist of identifying and implementing strategies for stress management or helping with anxiety. And of course, we're there if students just want to talk.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Sorkness, and as Mrs. Williams just said, I will work with those students whose last names begin with the letter P through the letter Z. And today I'm going to talk about the Academic and Career Planning Guide and the useful information that you can get from this document. You will receive a copy of this document in your ASA classes during the week of December 21st. Students will receive only 1 printed copy throughout all 4 years of their high school. So it is very important that they keep this Academic and Career Planning Guide for all of their planning each year that they begin to schedule. For those students who are virtual, you may go to the ASA Clark office and pick your materials up. Let's take a look at what information we can use from this Academic and Career Planning Guide. As you can see, there are a lot of great resources that you can use for your planning every year. Students will begin to draft your own 4-year course plan, and you can use the one provided for you on page 12. You may also use the 6-year planning document that was introduced in your 8th grade classes. And as you start to navigate the Academic and Career Planning Guide, you will find that each of the departments will have a header page that will provide you with useful information as you start to plan your courses. These course overviews on each of the department header pages will provide specific information about the different courses offered and the other useful information that is important for students to know prior to registering for that course. As you will see, not all courses listed in these tables are available to take in 9th grade year. That is why it is so important to plan ahead and look at what is required each year and the opportunities to take in each of these course areas. Let's take a look at your graduation requirements. On page 11 in your course guide is where you can find the PHS graduation requirements. As you can see, students will need to earn 28 credits to receive their PHS diploma. Each year, students will schedule with counselors to work through these academic requirements, and school counselors will provide information to students about what is required each year and other choices that they can make. As you can see, Pewaukee High School also has a practical ed and fine arts requirement. This means students will need to take 3 credits worth of courses in any of the following areas: art, business, family and consumer sciences, music, and technical education and engineering. Physical education is also required, and it is required for students to take in 3 different years. This is a semester-long course. Finally, the 9.5 credits of electives can come from any of the core academic areas, the fine arts areas, physical education, world language, and other credited courses. Please use your academic and career planning guide to see all the useful information and opportunities that exist for students in these areas.
Hi, my name is Angie Lewick, and I'm a counselor at the high school who will be working with students in the class of 2025 whose last names begin with GS through O. I'm now going to walk you through parts 3 and 4 of this orientation video. We're going to take a look at how to choose your courses and give you some information on courses that you have to take and those that you are able to choose to take, well, otherwise known as electives. All freshmen are required to take 8 credits for a full schedule. Some of our classes are year-long classes, so taken in semester 1 and semester 2. And those courses earn 1 credit. Other classes are only 1 semester long. Those classes earn a half of a credit. In freshman year, 4.5 of the 8 credits that students must take are fixed. Freshman students then have 3.5 credits of electives that they are able to choose. Recommendations for math, English, and world language will be mailed to families the week of January 11th. So you'll need to be sure to have that information before you can enter your courses into Skyward, which we're going to talk about in just a little bit. These are those courses that are required for freshmen. Well, I say some of these classes are required. There are some choices in a few of those areas that you'll have to make. The first set of courses we're going to talk about is English. All freshmen have to take English. As you learned earlier, 4 credits of English is required to graduate from Pewaukee High School. So you take English every year that you're in high school. Freshmen will choose between English 9, Honors English 9, or Essential English. And this is one of those classes that will be sent to you in the mail from ASA with the recommended class. Next, we take a look at Social Studies. Social Studies for freshman year has 2 separate semester-long courses. The first is government class. You'll choose between American Government or Honors American Government. There are no course recommendations in Social Studies. It's up to students and families to decide what's going to work best for them. You can certainly reach out to your current Social Studies teachers if you'd like some ideas on what they feel would be best. The second Social Studies class you will choose between is Comparative Government or Honors Ancient History. It's important to know that Honors Ancient History is really a pre-course to the sophomore year AP World History. So students who might consider taking an AP or college level World History course sophomore year are strongly recommended to take both the Honors American Government and Honors Ancient History courses in freshman year. If you don't and you later change your mind and want to take AP World History, there are certainly ways to still do that, but it is recommended to be sure to think about taking those honors courses freshman year in order to leave that door for AP World History open. In science, students will choose between biology and Principles of Biomedical Sciences. Principles of Biomedical Sciences is a new course for students at Pewaukee High School. This course is there to allow students who might have interest in the medical field to have a little bit more in-depth look at biology in terms of the medical side of biology. See your course guide for more information, and also check out the science department video who will explain that in much more detail. All students in freshman year must take a half credit of PE. And then also all students will be given a recommendation for their full credit of math for freshman year. Everyone has received a purple packet of information on how to schedule your courses. This sheet lists all of the courses that are available to students as freshmen. Notice on the upper left side are the required courses that we just talked about. Additionally, there are some courses on there that are support courses, which you may or may not also receive recommendations for. On the right side are all of the elective courses for students to choose between. They are divided up by departments. You'll also note on the lower left that there's an area for choosing some alternates, and we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. Of note on this sheet, it's very important to take a look at the credit column. So you can see there if a class is a year-long class or a semester-long class. You'll also notice that year-long classes have 2 course numbers and semester-long courses have 1 course number. This is because year-long courses are in 2 different semesters, and so there is a course number that ends in a 1 for first semester and a course number that ends in a 2 for second semester. This worksheet is also in the packet that you received. It's best practice to use this worksheet in order to help you plan for your courses, and it will make it much easier when you're entering your course requests into Skyward. You'll notice in that green circle area that this example shows that Spanish 1 is a class that this student is requesting. Spanish 1 is on 2 lines. That's because it is taught both semester 1 and semester 2. There are 16 lines on this worksheet, 8 for first semester and 8 for second semester. So semester-long classes only take 1 line on this sheet, while year-long classes take 2 lines. It might be also very helpful for you to make sure to write those course numbers for these courses on this sheet. Again, when it comes time to entering your courses into Skyward, you could just use this sheet and go right down the line as you're entering those courses. On the far right side is a list to just make sure that you remember to double check any prerequisites or co-requisites for any of those classes that you take. You can find the prerequisites and co-requisites in the Programs of Study guide. Additionally, you'll notice on this worksheet that the alternate course selections, there's an area for those on here. Speaking of alternates, it's really important that all students enter 1.5 credits of alternates. You need to have a backup plan for some courses. We do our best to build a master schedule that allows all students to have every single class they want each year. However, conflicts do arise. The alternates give us an opportunity to for courses when there's a conflict that can't be solved. So let's talk about the next steps in regard to those scheduling processes. On Monday, January 4th, the students are going to watch a more in-depth version of this video in their class at Asa Clark. And then on Tuesday, January 5th, the counselors will be coming into classrooms in order to talk to students about any questions that they may still have after watching these videos and taking a look at all of the paperwork that you've received. So your next step is to take a look at those scheduling sheets, go through the book, and ask questions. Also watch the videos, which will hopefully answer most of the questions that you have. You're going to complete those scheduling sheets. And then new for this year, students are going to enter the course requests into Skyward or Family Access on your own. You can see here that the course window for incoming freshmen is January 16th through the 30th. So anytime in that window, you'll log into your Skyward Student Family Access account and go through that process. Again, the directions for that process are in your packet, as well as there are visual directions with screenshots from Skyward on the scheduling web page on the high school counseling page. On Tuesday, January 5th, as you've received some communications about prior, there's going to be a virtual orientation. So after watching all these videos and after having counselors come in to talk, those people who have questions for either departments, administrators, or as counselors will have the opportunity to schedule a time to meet with us and have those questions answered. We look forward to meeting with you and working with you for the next 4 years.